When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK. Speaking of that, we'll get this text.
All right.
It's an accidental text.
Right. So they send it to us by accident.
Right. But it has to do with our question.
Oh, perfect.
It says, gonna be a while, but I'm doing this with the doors open. Gonna take like 4 hours simmering and infusing. Next text. Oops. Sorry, that wasn't for you. I'm making weed butter, and my stepkid can't stand the smell.
All right.
Parenting 101. Jeez, I whiz. So when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, when I was a kid, I would love to do like thrill-seeking things, still do, and one of the things that my parents would let me do, even though I was in a wheelchair at the time, was they would let me jump off this extremely high bridge, and the passers-by, it looked weird because I would need help getting over the railing, so it looked like this kid was just being tossed off this bridge, even though I wanted to. And then also, secondly, ever since I was I became a metalhead, they've been cool with me going into mosh pits. So they let me do that as well.
Okay.
All right. So what was the reasoning as far as bridge jumping, cliff jumping, all that kind of stuff? Were they like, look, he's already in a wheelchair. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, they just knew that I was going to find the adrenaline rush one way or another. Like, if I was going to do something, or if I wanted to do something, I was going to do it. So they just kind of...
But, how do you broach this topic? Like, hey, man, Mom, Dad, I really want to jump into the water below. Did you have to convince them, or were they just like, all right, throw his ass over the bridge?
They were. I was like, well, I see my cousins and my older brother doing it, so I want to do it too. And they're like, all right.
Cheyenne, we've hung out before. I know you use a walker. So how long did it take you to get out of that wheelchair from a physical therapy standpoint? Just curious, and be able to actually get up and use your legs.
Well, honestly, I mean, a lot of physical therapy from the time I was born, and then by the time I reached the age of about 17, or 16, I would say, I started high school, and I was like, from a social standpoint, it just made more sense, and I'd had enough physical therapy to be able to do it by that point, too.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. One cool thing about school, and you just made me think about it, but your locker was kind of like your own personal home away from home, the way you wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
So as far as what you had in there, as far as pictures go, or any of that stuff, that was all kind of the stuff that maybe you weren't allowed to have at home, or maybe just your interest. But some of those things were, I got to have all my Kiss pictures up in there. Motley Crue. I think I had a Motley Crue mirror that I wanted a fair.
That's the only place to get it. I had an AC/DC mirror I wanted a fair.
I used that so I could feather my hair back with a comb I had in my back pocket.
You stud, you.
Yeah, in whatever it was, 1983.
And the women just melted, didn't they?
Oh, feathered back with maybe a perm in the back. I don't even know what was going on. It was anarchy. People are sharing the strangest rules their parents had growing up. Here are a few. No turning on the lights during thunderstorms.
I remember that. My parents weren't too weird about that, but when I was growing up, a lot of families were that way.
I wasn't allowed to take a bath or be on a landline phone. And I think that was honestly because of some story that they read where that actually affected somebody.
I want to say I heard they were on the phone, I believe. Lightning hit something, but I guess they got zapped through the phone.
And I didn't question those decisions.
Life and death, I didn't.
That made a lot of sense.
Like, you will die. Like, okay.
Let's see. We had one drink cup by the kitchen sink. If you're thirsty, you use that cup and put it back for the other family members. We'd wash it in the dishwasher every 2 days or so.
Huh. Okay.
That's a little strange.
Okay.
No stepping on the bath mat with wet feet. Another weird rule.
I mean, you can dry them off a little, but look, kids are going to get a bath mat soaked. It's just what they do.
They are, and that one was never a rule, but that's also one that I was annoyed by. I grew up with two sisters, and they did the same thing. They would get done with the shower, they would throw the towel around their midsection, and then they'd step out. And from time to time, I'd go into the bathroom, and that doggone mat was absolutely drenched. Yep. I never did that. To this day, I dry my feet before I get out because that put me off so damn much.
So if you were a parent, that'd be your your rule probably with
I
your
wouldn't
kid.
make it a rule
Well,
unless
you
it was
don't-
in my
you-
bathroom. Unless it was in my bathroom.
So if you shared a bathroom with the kid, you got a
Yes.
one bathroom plate.
That's right. You dry your damn feet.
Well, plus that bathroom mat goes back up on the tub. In my world,
Sure.
it doesn't just stay on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes. We weren't allowed to even walk from the bathroom to our bedrooms after a shower and just a towel, even if no one else was in the house. We had to dress inside the bathroom.
Why?
The one you brought up earlier. We had to leave the room to fart, and fart was a curse word.
What? I've never been around.
Here's a good one. I had to bring home the plastic sandwich bags for my school lunch to be used again the next day. They were washed and dried overnight.
Okay, that's just utility.
Saving money.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to invite a friend over for a second time until they invited me over to their house. My mom actually kept track of how many times I invited friends over and demanded they reciprocate before I could invite them over again.
You know, I don't think that was so much a rule for her home as it was a rule for her kids to gain a little bit of confidence in themselves. Like don't be
Maybe.
taken for a ride here. Like stand
But
up for yourself a
also,
little bit.
one thing I have definitely figured out in life, you don't know what's going on in anybody else's world. There
Yeah.
might be a good reason why little Billy wants to keep coming over here and avoid going home for a
Yeah.
while, right? And Mike, now you said when you were growing up, it was, so I know you couldn't watch The Simpsons, right?
Correct. Yeah.
For fear that, Bart
Mom,
Simpson would inspire
mainly,
you.
did not like the way that Bart talked to Homer. It just
She didn't care that Homer choked him all the time.
No,
Right?
well, you know, we watched Looney Tunes, so like the violent cartoons, as it were, didn't
Yeah.
matter. Like that was fine. They didn't want us that rubbing off on us.
Okay.
That wasn't the only thing that we weren't allowed to watch because Simpsons was never on my radar. The one that all the people my age were talking about was Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You couldn't watch
like
You couldn't
Power
watch
Rangers?
those?
I could not watch those.
Do you know
What
the
is
reasoning?
the reason
Yes.
that you can't? Because that was one of the silliest, dumbest shows I've ever seen. And look,
So-
if you're a kid, I get it, but it's just so sugary and
So
stupid.
I don't remember this. However, it is the claim that I do remember that they said that when we did watch those shows, we would immediately go out and we'd play Power Rangers, we'd play Ninja Turtles,
All right.
whatever it was. We would play fight with each other. I, being the boy, would not hold myself back near as much, and eventually somebody's going to get hurt. Is
Yeah.
the way that it ended up.
Okay.
So they put a kibosh on that.
How old were you when you got a BB gun?
Got a BB gun?
Yeah, or pellet gun.
When you mean the airsoft rifle that I bought?
No, BB gun, like Daisy or cross.
Did you have one as a kid?
Crossman.
No.
No. Okay.
See, I had a BB gun when I was 6.
I didn't shoot anything.
I had a
until
slingshot
13.
when I was 7. I got my first shotgun when I was 8 years old. I had a bow and arrow, a whitetail hunter, when I was 9 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
So any of that stuff, we would have BB wars in the woods.
Sure.
These are the things that they had no problem with, those safety goggles. But you know what I had to have? I had a big ass flag on the back of my bicycle so the cars could see me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like
Big, tall, orange one.
like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
No helmet required, just a flag so that a car would not run me
Sure,
down.
go hurt yourself. Don't kill yourself.
No reflectors, but okay, they had them in the spokes, but you would have to see me drive in front of you. If I was going the same
Right.
direction, you would never even know that a bike was there other than that big yellow flag.
Yeah.
So I could ride at night. I no problem. I just make sure you get that big ass flag on top of the back.
Mike, I'm curious to know, what was the first R-rated movie you saw?
Ooh.
Just based
Okay.
on your parents saying, like, look, Mighty Morphin Power. I can't get past that. I'm sorry.
So I can't tell you exactly the one that I remember, but I remember one. I remember the first time that we were kicked out of the room with a movie that I had seen that my grandfather caught us watching. He was like, "No, you guys don't get to watch that." You guys remember the movie Whole Nine Yards?
Yeah.
Matthew
Yeah.
Perry, Bruce Willis.
Sure.
Funny movie, hilarious. We did get to watch that. There were those words in that movie that honestly I didn't know what they were. I didn't understand what they meant. I wasn't taking that in. My parents let those ones slide, but I remember we put that on at Grandma and Grandpa's house one time, and as soon as that word came out, because he just it comes out of there, he's like, "Out, get them out now."
Really?
Okay.
And I didn't have the heart to say, "We've seen this before."
Yeah, don't bring it up.
There's a bare chest in here. I haven't seen this before.
Here are some of the comments we've gotten so far on the topic. Okay. I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. Mike, that's right there with
Yeah.
you. Correct? You were not allowed to watch The
They
Simpsons
were a
either.
big. It was so controversial when The Simpsons came out. 35 years ago? Even I want to say George Bush was president. He even brought them up during one of his speeches.
No kidding.
Yeah, he made a comment to the effect of, we need to shift America more toward the Waltons than The Simpsons.
Right.
And from The Simpsons' point of view, they said that's the moment we knew we made it.
Yep.
When the president of the United States was worried about your show, you have done something.
Yeah.
But as far as getting away with something, when I was a teenager, my mom used to buy me cigarettes to try to keep me from
Damn.
smoking pot. Followed by LOL. Dad put lines on his vodka, so make sure you fill the water back up to the line, kids.
Yep.
Was the lesson there from Trent.
Well, yeah.
Pop wouldn't let me play video games as a little kid. I couldn't play Pac-Man at friends' homes. I couldn't spend my allowance in arcades. I did, though, but he didn't allow me to. By the time he gave up on that rule, I was 14, but I had to buy my own consoles. He was not going to pay for it.
All right.
I had to hustle making my own money if I wanted it. Here's another. Growing up, I was not allowed to close the door to my bedroom unless I was changing. Also, 0 locks on any of the doors inside the house. Very religious parents.
You know, I had fairly religious parents, but that was never a thing for us.
I don't know, so you want to watch me masturbate.
Right.
Because this is going to happen.
You know, we didn't have locks on the doors, but also we didn't need them. Like, we just close your door.
Yeah, just close it.
I grew up in the 80s. My mom was one of those people who believed that people put razor blades in candy.
Yep.
So my sister and I were not allowed to go trick-or-treating.
What?
Yes.
I mean,
Mike, were you allowed to go trick-or-treating?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we all grew up hearing that stuff. But my parents' rule was just, hey, when you get home, let us, quote unquote, check the candy.
My dad would not let us watch TV unless we showed him what we wanted to watch in the newspaper or TV guide.
Wow.
Okay, and one more. I will not let my daughter eat McDonald's, but I do not get upset if other people get it. But all my friends know my feelings about it. So our question, when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
I tried to prevent my kids from eating McDonald's and drinking cola for as long as I could. I knew it's going to turn the corner at some point. And we were doing a bang-up job, and because we never brought it up, it never even crossed their mind. And then maybe the first time my parents watched the kids and my wife and I stepped out, I get back, my dad's like, took in McDonald's. Turns out they love it. I'm like, well, of course they love it, dude. And then after that, it's just been on the radar. And look, it's fine, but it was just the point of, well, look, man, they're not bringing it up because that's how McDonald's works. Once a kid has McDonald's, they're going to want McDonald's. And now you have ruined my life because, well, they were never thinking about it. Now, to this day, it's still, hey, man, can we get McDonald's? I'm like, God damn it, man.
Well, here was one I read that I know that you can relate to for sure, and a lot of us can. I never realized being afraid of my dad and respecting him were supposed to be two different things, and one does not mean the other.
No.
I mean, like, I never wanted my kids to feel like they were afraid of me because that's just something that I had growing up. You know, I just, you know,
sure.
like, I feel like one of the things that you learn as a parent is there are a lot of things your parents wouldn't even know that they did, but you will never, for whatever reason, let it go, and you let it go, but it'll always be a part of you.
Yeah.
And you take those things and you promise yourself that you will never do those things to your own children.
That is correct.
You will never put them in that position.
I'm curious to know what my kids are going to not do that I do, because I don't know what it is.
You're doing them right now without even knowing it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the same way. This is back to letting your kids in your room. If I walked into my room right now, my kid was laying on the bed, talking on the phone, playing a video game.
I think it's great.
Whatever they're doing, good. I'm glad you're comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found a way to get some peace because you don't want to watch what I'm watching on television or whatever the deal is. But that was, yeah. And the other one, my parents, I told Steve this the other day, if I wanted to, let's just say that they were going out for dinner on a Friday night with a friend group or whoever, another couple, all right? I would say, hey, can I go spend the night at Brian's house? Would that be okay? And they go, no. And I'd say, well, you guys are going to be gone all night. Why not? Because we said so.
No.
Well, hold on. I just need an explanation. Do you just want someone to be at home in case something happens? Do you want to be at home in case you need to call me? You know Brian's family's phone number. We talk to each other 3 times a day on the phone. You know his mom. You know his dad. Could you just explain to me why? Because once I know why, logically my brain will work. That makes sense. Maybe me and Brian can do a sleepover then tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Or whatever the deal is. But the answer was always like, because we said so, and what we say goes. And I promised myself, even at that young age, I said, I swear to God, and I had no plans on being a parent.
Yeah, right,
I said,
right.
if I ever get married, if I ever have kids, if they ever ask me for something, and I don't want them to do it, I will tell them exactly why I think it's not a good idea. I will not just leave them hanging with because I said so.
Yeah, that was honestly the concept of asking why against a direct order it blows my mind. That was not something that don't ask why.
Well,
because I said so.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense.
It is that
you're not home.
Yeah.
So can I go and spend time? Their family's home. We're going to watch movies together.
But I also,
they're going to order
the parental
pizza.
point of view, it's like, You're my kid, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I said it,
Right.
I am your guy.
I'm
This
the
is your
authority.
life.
I get that now, but at the time,
and
as a
I
kid,
rarely say because I said it. I will give them a reason.
That was
but
the only
it's
thing.
Non-negotiable.
It is
Because I'll
not-
be like, you asked me a question, you got your answer, and one thing you're going to learn in life, you don't have to
No.
like the answer, but you got one.
Well, that was my thing. And maybe I was just being a smart ass kid. But I would be, and I know better now as a parent, but I would still say, hey, I'll stay here. I have no problem with that. I'm just looking for a rational reason why this is not something that I can do. And I never got one. So for me, all I needed to hear was because
We pay for you to be alive, and we need you to stay home. That is why.
That would have been fine.
That is why.
I'd been like, okay, I get it now. I'll just stay
Or a
here
lot of
tonight.
times when I say to my kid, do you have a job?
Right.
They'll say, hey, man, can I get so-and-so? I'm like, do you have money? Do you have a job? I mean, because if you answer yes to those, then absolutely. I will never tell you what to spend your money on. So are you asking me if I will buy this for you? Because that's a different conversation.
Well, and that was also my stepfather was very adamant about that. I mean, when I look at my Social Security return that you get every year that shows when you paid in, the first time I paid taxes was 1982. I was 12 years old. I had a job. So, when I look at that now, I'm like, I cannot imagine my then 12-year-old daughters having a job.
Oh, my God, no.
But for me, it was actually great. I met a lot of adults. Like, you know what I ended up doing? I ended up selling Cokes at college football games. Now, where you made money, you sold 20 Cokes, you made $2 a tray from selling, all right? But what I learned was, as a 12-year-old, is the students really want those Cokes to mix with their liquor.
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely.
What I learned was, as a 12-year-old kid, every girl in college thought I was the cutest little thing they'd ever seen. All the sorority girls
'cause of the feathered hair.
would come up and, well, I was 12, would come up and hug me like, look at him, he's so cute. And I was like, and then the guys, they would give me shots. Like, here, kid, take a swig off this. And I was like, you know what, man? This job is awesome.
I want to go to college.
I want to go to this. Is going to make me study. Seriously, I'm going to study. I'm going to go to college one day. When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.